Good morning. It's July 3rd, and I want to give you a little bit of an update on a couple of things. One is where I am in this. I find myself having a really difficult time with resentment. Tomorrow we start Mass at 10 a.m. and 4, and then Sunday at 10:30, and I am resenting the fact, I didn't acknowledge this until this morning, but I'm resenting the fact that what we did, we can't do. And in that certainly is a kind of a possessive ego, that what we used to do was somehow my possession. And now I've had to let go of that possession, let go of the little kids, let go of the suckers, let go of the blessings, let go of all the wonderful music, let go of the conversations and the easy way of being with one another and the generally pleasant an attractive experience that Sunday Mass had become for us at St. Maria Goretti. And tomorrow, that's not going to be what it is. But in my thinking, I got to, and it's not easy, but in my thinking, I've got to come to realize that what we had was not my possession, nor was it my creation. 18 years ago, Wednesday, I came to St. Maria Goretti. And over the course of those 18 years, we went through many music directors, and we went through many directors of religious education, because I kept trying to get a right fit, something that just worked. And I think we had reached that point, certainly in the Sunday liturgy, we had reached that point, and to a great extent, in the way we do our religious education with young people, the formal religious education CFP program. But that's all gone now. That's taken away. And my resentment, I want it to teach me something. That first of all, we are in a world of giving and receiving. God does the giving, we do the receiving. I can say that and have said that thousands of times, but believing it and living it is a whole different story. So this resentment that I'm feeling is teaching me, I hope, that God gives, and if we're smart or wise or childlike enough, we receive. And then in the combination of that gift given and gift received, we flourish. And as we look to the future, which is very uncertain at this time in many ways, and I know there's great anger and there's great frustration and there's great loss and there's great grief and there's great hardship and suffering for people, far beyond my hardship and suffering, that we don't know how it's going to play out. But trying to in our better moments, realize that our entire life is a gift given, and a gift that we can receive if we become a little bit less possessive, a little bit more humble, and a little bit more thankful. Last night we had another practice, and I had asked the young people in the music ministry to volunteer to be more or less host and hostesses. There's going to be adults too, but the process, at least for these first 2 weeks, is going to be a little bit structured. So you're going to be greeted and asked to make sure you have your mask on, then asked to make sure you sanitize your hands. Then you're going to check in at that credenza counter in the vestibule there, and so we know who's there. And then you'll be directed to a seat. You don't get to pick your seat yet. And even when that comes, or if and when that comes, the entire church has been mapped out with social distancing requirements and capacity requirements. So it's still going to be different. Your perspective on the liturgy from where you sit is not going to be where you sat. Because the church gets occupied from the front to the back, and then it gets dismissed from the back to the front. But anyway, the point being, these young people, Tenley and Adam and Nick and Elliot, and there's others too, but they were there last night. You would know their faces, if not their names, and I could only help but think and said at the end how just their presence will make our experience going forward better than it could be. They're happy, they're engaged with life, they're handling the deprivations of their experience with tremendous maturity and tremendous confidence, and I anticipate that their peers, all the other kids that work around our parish and do things in our parish, all the kids that have been part of various and sundry aspects of parish life, Stephen and Zach and Adam and Zach Shumsky, and I could go on, the Schneider kids, the Crowley kids, zillions of kids, Scout. I mean, I don't want, it's a dangerous thing to name names, but there's lots of names in my head that those kids are going to help us. They're going to lead us. And the disappointments and the losses and the frustrations and the ego issues that I have, that probably some of you have about the world that we live in today, are one thing. But their optimism, their hope, their engagement with life, their willingness to walk through raging waters and be not afraid is encouraging and is uplifting. Peace be with you, and be safe, and please, please, please think of other people and wear your masks and stay socially distanced despite all of the reasons why you don't want to do that as we celebrate this Independence Day 2020. As I said in yesterday's or the day before, there will be people in the future that know how we did with this Independence Day 2020. They'll know what we did. And hopefully what they know will be something good and noble and filled with the sacramental vision that our Catholic faith teaches us that we can have. So peace be with you.